and Spirit and Glory has fought back on the inside of Sister Bridget as these two stride for stride. Spirit and Glory on the inside of her rallying Sister Bridget. That's very close. That's very close aside with a small advantage over Esculent and Ben Cohen. In between them is Easy and Chris Hayes. These three up to the final 100 yards, and Tuesday's doing best. Tuesday justifies favoritism. Second in between horses was Onus, Monarch, Sprayus, Deli, and then Gatito Rapido and Gallop next. But out in front and making every inch of the Rodeo Irish EBF maiden is Cougar, who's back into maiden company. Truly justifies favoritism in the festival finale. Cougar one going away by good 8 lengths from Lakewood, Adonis, Nemean, Monarchs
in between, and it's observing to Fleet Commander Namian and Alaroo, who's starting to get there, but Fleet Commander's not giving him an easy go of it. Observing gives way to Namian, Fleet Commander and Alaroo inside the final 50, and as they head up towards the judge, it's going to be Alaroo holding off Fleet Commander and Namian observing it.
Last is Disco Boots, but kicking clear is Yokseni, chased by Term of Endearment on the outside of One for Bobby, then Sideria. Say Sai is next as they race inside the final furlong. It's developing into a title match between Colin Keane and Billy Lee on the outside, running up towards the finish, and it is Yokseni on the far side, pulling on every stop to fend off Term of Endearment, well clear of One for Bobby and Say Sai. Lakewood and Ultra Fine, followed in by Struck by Churchill, and New Phenomenon is beaten off. They race to the final 200 yards, and Cadine hits the front from Only For Me, God Knows right now, is running on the outside. The Neowise Ultra Fine in Lakewood, up towards the last 50 yards. It's Cadine from God Knows right now, the near side. Cadine from God Knows. And
makes good headway on the inside, or on the outside, Deadly Nightshade trying to get to them, and Chorema is right with them. Onto the furlong pole, Erato down the outside, Deadly Nightshade, and the green and red Diabo, but Deadly Nightshade has come through to take over. Erato on the far side. In third is Diabo, 50 yards to race. Deadly Nightshade stands side of Erato as they go to the line. It's tight on the nod between Deadly.
Hi folks, so Lakewood has arrived. We collected her last night on the way home from the races. Everything seems good with her, legs and everything are good. She's in good condition, so we're all happy that way. Look, hopefully maybe something like a national hunt programme for her next, coming into the new year. Most of her better form is on a bit of softer ground, but she does have a little bit of form in Dundalk and that, so at least the flat can be an option as well to go back on. But no, she's settling in nicely, and we're very happy to have a horse of her calibre here, so hopefully she'll be lucky as well. Thanks lads.
The final furlong, it's Solar Heat now who's out in front as they begin the run. Hammerman is putting in good late work, but up towards the finish it's Solar Heat who's clear. Battle on for second, Steins and Hammerman, and they're followed in by second last. They're followed by Naturally Blonde, and Russellstown is staying on over the second last, and it's Little Folk on the near side who goes to the front between the final two. Head Solar Heat, then Cure Royale, and running on is Russellstown, but over the last it's the grey Little Folk, the leader, rising towards the finish with a big finish is Russellstown. Solar Heat is coming, fighting back on the inside. They're going towards the line. Little Folk in between horses on the far side. Solar Heat, Russellstown the stand side, and then
now the most sensational race of the afternoon, the headline race of it today, has been the second race at Clonmel, because Davy Russell there was found guilty of improper riding, having won across the line in first place on Little Folk. You can see the grey horse there. The runner-up was awarded the race, so the heat, because you can see near the line, as we slow it up, that's one wrap, and another wrap, really, that goes straight on to so, and another one there, and it didn't look like it's being aimed at, to be fair, Little Folk at all. It looks like it's been aimed for the snozzle of Solar Heat and connecting as well. Anyway, Davy Russell got 3 days improper riding ban for that, and a further 14 days for his conduct in the stewards' room. So sensational news from Clonmel this afternoon. Here's the betting at Newcastle, where all
to never have considered losing. as if to win inspire, choosing very soul for all to find, an honest heart and an open mind, to win just once, to win just once, to win just once, that would be
watch replays, but you need to do it.
Talking of that, Hayley, you always, you know, we've done this quite a long time, Shark and I, and you always have our sort of favourite little clips. This is one of my favourites.
But up towards the finish, it's Solar Heat and Russell Ryan will win from Chatterton Shamash.
Well, do you know, last week, Lucian, I was bigging up Rosa Ryan, saying, look, the jockey is going to have
The winner next
the
week.
first winner, and it was supposed to be on Chatterton. Well, she's not been on board Chatterton tonight. She's on board Solar Heat and gets that elusive first victory on the board. That's an absolute belter.
But what you don't realise then is I wrote on the thing, are you sure that's
No.
a girl? He then broke out in a sweat anyway.
What a shocker. Rosso, good evening, buddy. How are you?
How's it going?
Yeah, oh, sorry, buddy. I had a shocker last week and Luke jumped all over me. He had me under all sorts of pressure. Am I forgiven, please?
Yeah. We all make that mistake.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you very much for taking it on board. Hey, it was a great victory, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, yeah. To get one over for a local owner. An owner that lives right beside me is brilliant.
Under pressure, Peculiar Genius and Wee Small Hours, and these six are out in front as they come down to the final fence. It's Solar Heat, the leader at the last, and goes on from Bilbo Baggins. Naturally Blonde is fighting back in the centre. These three now as they race up towards the finish. It's Solar Heat and Betty Brown from Naturally Blonde, who's trying to come again on the near side. Then Bilbo Baggins. Solar Heat wins by length. Naturally Blonde second. Bilbo Baggins is third, and Wee Small Hours four.
Solar Heat, Universal Focus, Ben Rumpson over on the right. Staying on is King of Erin. Easy Boy in the centre, just the leader from Solar Heat. As they hit the line, it's Easy Boy and Solar Heat on the near side. It's got close at the line.
Solar Heat is clear, followed by Borden by the Sea. Then comes Leighton. Almontasser is staying on in behind, but it's Solar Heat way out in front of the Total Apprentice handicap, and it will be a second winner of the evening for Ben Cohen, as Solar Heat wins by big margin. Leighton up for second on the near side of Borden by the Sea. Leaving in the centre is running on ahead of Cracking Name, and then Gifted Lady racing towards the last furlong. It's all the Mollies from on the near side. Keep Believing, these two fighting it out with 150 yards to go. All the Mollies on the far side from Keep Believing. They've stretched on clear from Boutela as they go towards the judge. All the Mollies on the far side from Keep Believing. Back in third place, Boutela.
Níos mó ná éidir an tála corb ach an rud ceanna céanna ríist tá muidir áchar le lá agus daoine go listúil fiúháin an Kerry National Neadú go bhuaigh sé seansa machchan seo ach deile cuasaí seo go dót agus Leonard Dog fear naidm go leorfú.
And also to Killian Leonard, the winning rider. And our thanks to the
Giorni Felice, the leader, tackled now by All the Mollies on the outside. Just behind him, Stellify, and All the Mollies is taken over from Giorni Felice second, Stellify third. Behind him, Pulsating with Complete Fiction. Trying to stay on from the back is Never Rains, but inside the final furlong, All the Mollies is out in front and clear. Stellify is back in second, Giorni Felice and Pulsating next. Well inside the final furlong, and All the Mollies leads. Stellify is staying on in second, but as they go to the line, All the Mollies will win for Dot Love and Siobhan Rutledge. Stellify second, they're clear. Giorni Felice third, ahead of Never Rains and Pulsating.
Kilkenny .ie Apprentice handicap, and that goes to number 9, All the Mollies, ridden by Siobhan Rutledge and trained by Dot Love. That's number 9, All the Mollies.
And held left loose next. Morning Approach is trying to squeeze through on the inside. Racing to the final furlong, Leviosa challenged by Manhattan Dandy, followed by Vormir and Rock Dandy next with Kratos. Nodonia Song drops back, then Blue Peak, and it is Manhattan Dandy and Robert Weirty just getting on top of a rallying Leviosa. A couple of lengths, then a Blue Peak. Manhattan Dandy has it from Leviosa in third, Blue Peak, Rock Dandy in fourth.
Give us a thumbs up, guys.
Well done, Jack. You came the right day.
I was the good lecturer.
Yeah.
But it was low sort of grade, but fair play to Connection, the winner. They finally got off the mark.
There they are. That must be members of the Little Acorn Syndicate. Posing for a win.
In second place, outside Trouba's Bears Hug, and then running on from the rear is Millie up to Hilly, likewise Designer Colleen, but Manhattan Dandy is away and gone. Giving chase is Millie up to Hilly, and then Never Rossi on the inside of Trouba. The Bog Bank beginning to stay on slowly, and then Standside to Zoller Conley. But our leader with the clean silks is Manhattan Dandy. To in second place, Millie up to Hibby, Never Rossi, Designer Colleen and Trouba inside the final 100. And Manhattan Dandy is being pushed clear by Robert Wearty. The locally born and bred Robert Wearty rides another winner of Bellionstown. Manhattan Dandy for Thomas Coyle with Millie up to Hilly, Designer Colleen, Never Rossi, Trouba, Bears Hug at the Bog Bank.